pulling us out of our houses. They're calling us immigrants, aliens, etc. Like, we're going through all of that. And Donald Trump brought, what, like 50, 70 of them over here? I don't know the number, but he brought a couple of them over here talking about, yeah, see, these people are going through oppression. You know? And it's just like, it's a slap in the face to us.
Right. And they never admit that they the real fucking aliens. Y'all the real goddamn immigrants and aliens. Y'all the invaders, the thieves, the robbers, the unalivers, the grapers, all that. Y'all the one that cause destruction everywhere y'all go.
Right.
Y'all the one cause extinction. Like y'all the hatred that's on the earth.
It's like, if I could, we got Officer Ahwaryam. Shalom,
yeah, Slack. I just want to jump in real quick. I mean, everything y'all dropping is so heavy.
Go ahead, you got it.
I think he froze on one.
Yesterday.
There you go.
Well, not yesterday. Got me?
There you good. You good.
Yeah, we had an incident. It actually happened on Friday. On Friday, there was an incident in Baltimore where ICE raided a Home Depot, like outside of Home Depot, and it made the news because it was so brutal, right? And even the news reporter was saying, you know, it was they violently arrested them, throwing people to the floor, tackling people. You had the brothers running. So yesterday we had the Baltimore school go out there and was just speaking to some of the brothers, the Hispanic brothers in that zone. I wonder if I could show you, send you, you brothers, a clip of that video.
Kind of, you could, Sir Bubba Kasha.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Sir Bubba Kasha, if you could.
Okay, how do I send it to you?
You could send it.
Hey, Salak, y'all, it's also Barak, y'all. You could send it to my messenger. I'll be able to share it on the screen.
Okay.
The water, please.
I can send you a messenger. So I can, but this it really broke my heart watching these brothers. I mean, and shout out to the brothers in Baltimore going out there. I mean, definitely broke my heart watching these brothers explain what they have to go through. I mean, we actually had to cut out a clip because they was explaining, and we didn't want to expose them, but they was explaining how they move around in Baltimore. Like, for example, how they get groceries, how they do this, how they do that. No other nation has to do that.
Right.
I mean, they damn near have an underground railroad.
Nice, man.
Just to feed their families.
So like, sir, if I could, you can't tell me that so-called blacks and so-called Hispanics aren't related.
Right.
I found this one. Meantime, until Brock Yalla pulls it up, I came across this, or actually, Al-Shulahab posted this one.
If I could real quick, Ahwaryam, did that video go viral? Is that like all over social media or anything?
The one with them being arrested?
Yeah.
I didn't see it viral. I saw it on the news. But you know, it's like nobody gives a damn about these brothers, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's viral because nobody's really talking about it. Rocky, okay, I see you.
Was it this one right here, by any chance? I know this one's in Spanish, but
that's a recent one. If I could, that's a brother who actually is a U.S. citizen, and they still took him in. This is at a construction site in that's what I'm saying, it might have been Baltimore. I'm trying to remember.
Es el agitado momento en el que un agente intenta arrestar a Leonardo García Venegas, de 25 años, en su lugar de trabajo. De repente se ve a dos oficiales corriendo hacia él y a la fuerza intentan someterlo. Esto a pesar de decirles que es ciudadano.
Sacaron mi cartera, sacaron mi ID y pues me dijeron que era falso, pues no era verdad lo que tenía, eran falsos los ID.
If I could,
go ahead, sir.
If I could, he's saying that he showed them his real ID and they told him that his real ID is fake. Obviously, they didn't care if he had a real ID.
they just saw that he was a Latino, so-called Latino Hispanic, and they took him in.
Which is important because like you got a lot of Hispanics that are born here, a lot of Mexicans, Chicanos, Central Americans that are born here, and the ones that are born here think like, oh, I'm good, like I'm straight, like I'm not an immigrant, or like I'm an American.
Right.
Well, they ain't gonna give a fuck about none of that. You gonna get pulled over, and then you gonna give them your ID, real ID, passport, whatever you have, and they still gonna take you in. Like they gonna take you in. They gonna find out later, like, oh, you were a citizen, or you might just end up in a detention center. Like they don't care. They're not gonna care whether you're an immigrant or a citizen. Like we're all the same. Even if you're born here, they're looking at you as an immigrant. To the white man, the devil, we're all the same to him. Which is why we got, as for us that are born here, you got to wake up and realize, like, damn, okay, like we're all under the same umbrella. We're all looked at the same.
And the oppressors so goddamn evil. They hate our people, but they love Taco Tuesday.
Right.
They love going to Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? They love KFC. They love every time you look up, there's a line around a goddamn chicken restaurant, Mexican restaurant, but they hate our people. Like,
hey, they love Chipotle.
Exactly.
They ain't Chipotle. Getting in bowls and burritos after the gym.
It's funny because if I could, it's funny because the brother breaks down exactly what he was talking about in terms of the ID. I mean, he broke down everything just as you said. He said they don't care about if you're a resident or not. I sent it. Okay, I see on the screen now because of the size of the video, the messenger did trim it. So I'll be interested to see how far it goes into it. But you got it.
Okay, sir.
The ICE coming, and they're not investigating if you have paper or not. They come and arrest you, and even if you resident, even if you have your paper, they arrest you like criminal people. That's not. They're not supposed to. But
right there. Stop if you could stop it for a sec, Barack. He just said it right now, just like he was saying. He said they don't care if you're a resident, if you have papers. They don't care about none of that. They just snatch you up. I mean, they arrest you whether you have papers or not. He's saying that's not right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
And that's like I'm saying. What I was saying though, that's a wake up call right there, because like what I'm saying is that a lot of us Hispanics think just because you have that real ID and you have your papers, they think you good. Like, no, you ain't good. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna do this to a lot of brothers out here, man. A lot of so-called Americans, Hispanics that are American citizens. We're gonna go through all of this right here. And then if you was a Donald Trump supporter, that's gonna happen to you too. And then they don't give a fuck about how many times you voted for Donald Trump. You got that Donald Trump hat, the American flag, all of that. You're gonna end up in a cell with everybody else, and then you're gonna realize like you was played.
Right.
Also, I want to say, so in the community, right? How is it affecting, business in the community? Because like this is a Latino community, meaning so the stores stay open because the people that's in the community come to the stores. Like, how's the businesses respond?
Like Seymour, the food store over there, ICE coming and arrest people in the parking lot. So the store is gonna lose money. Yeah, it's gonna lose money because people they're not gonna go to this Spanish store anymore. They're gonna go, find out the way how they can get the food, and the owner of the business they're gonna going down. They're gonna shut down because nobody gonna. If I want to buy a car, I'm not gonna buy it anymore. Why? Because we're not gonna stay here anymore. In house, nobody gonna invest in house.
Right.
Nobody gonna invest in house. Nobody gonna invest in business. So the money,
they gonna turn it into a desert.
So that's the president. The president, I think he do things, but I must say it's race. You know, race people. He not get different people, only Hispanic community. Hispanic community come in the United States and work hard. Everybody has bad people.
Right. Right. I agree.
Everybody has bad people.
Right.
But that's not mean because your color or where you from, that's not mean they can come in and arrest you because your color.
We got it.
The brother, he's making a solid point. You understand what I mean? He's saying we're just like everybody else. There's good people and bad people in every community, but they're targeting them. I mean, so a lot of people say, well, when we say the white man is the devil, they say, well, you can't put everybody in the same basket. The Hispanics are the same in the same basket. Right. You know, black people are all in the same basket. You understand what I mean? These Christians, man, they're so disgusting because they don't see the plight of anybody else but their own.
Right.
Not even as a group, only when they specifically are in trouble. I mean, I seen some sister on social media the other day, you know, in the month of April, 106,000 black women lost their jobs in the month of April. You know, this sister went on social media and she said, they're trying to push us out of the workforce like it did black men 40 years ago. I said, God damn, you never mentioned that before, did you? But now you know all the history of what they did to black men. Why? Because it's happening to you. You understand what I mean? Because it's happening to you. And these brothers here, it's happening to them and nobody gives a damn. You understand what I mean? They're in the same basket, clearly. Right? When they come out, like the brother said, they don't give a damn if you're a citizen or not. They're snatching you up. You understand what I mean? And he mentioned
freeze.
Go ahead.
Oh, so like with that you froze, sir.
Oh, Salaki about that. Salaki about
no
that.
sweat.
Yeah, he mentioned when the ICE come out, they don't pick and choose. Everybody's in the same basket.
Right.
God, that's heavy.
And other races are not in the situation. You have actually today in Baltimore, that's funny. Today in Baltimore, there was a whole event, like the streets were full of Middle Easterns. It was some Muslim thing. The police were out there protecting them, making sure everything's good. I mean, and they're at war with America.
Right.
I mean, it's like, go ahead.
If I could, that's heavy you dropped that, sir. There's something I want to share real quick. Let me see if I can find it. There's a post I saw. Well, but meantime, brothers can go ahead and get it in.
And like that's the same thing with the stop and frisk thing. Like every time we walk through their communities, we get stopped and frisk. But they can walk through our communities as much as they want.
Right.
Ain't no goddamn devils putting up on them. Hey, devil, what you doing in this Negro community? What you doing in this Hispanic community? Like they ain't pulling them over when they walking through the community. But if we walk through their community, what they doing? Pulling us over, stop, frisk. I think you had a test, I think they just making up shit to throw on us. Or they'll plant something on you just to bring you to jail. They protect their own people, and they get mad when we protect our own people. You know?
Right.
Hey, Malama, if I could, real quick.
Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna tell you, like, you should pull up the video where you see all the Chinese coming to America through the border.
Sir.
The border. There's a video where you got like 100 Chinese, maybe 200. Who knows what the real number is? Of all the
too much
legal Chinese coming through Mexico. You know what I mean? But you don't see that on the news. You ain't seeing that on the news. Even Africans. You got Africans that are coming through that border.
And I remember
media on the Africans and the Chinese and other races of people that are coming through the border.
Right. I remember when the Chinese said they were slaves here. We were slaves too. Y'all still got the whole goddamn country. Y'all got to go back home and y'all still make money here. Y'all got Chinatown and all kind of goddamn town.
Right.
Y'all got goddamn nail salons, hair salons, all kind of shit. We ain't got none of that.
Hey,
Whatever
like May out of one.
we don't get the support that every other nation get. They want to hate and destroy our people.
Right. Go ahead, Barack Yalla.
So, like, if I may, sir, I just want to add up to what both Officer Matabar and Officer Lahab just said. Really, is the point is that the focal, just like Joe Muhammad said, they don't have an issue with immigration. Even in Canada, listen, the number one people deported in Canada is Jamaicans. The number one illegal immigrant is East Indians and Chinese. But the focal point is not on the Chinese illegal immigrants. Right. Lahab said, there's a video. I've seen a clip. Right? Yo, listen, that's hilarious. They're catching people crossing the border illegally. They're catching the Chinese and everything. Listen, this is a Haitian woman. She tried to climb up the wall. She fell. She bust herself. This one, the Chinese helping her up. But the point is, even though they're showing Chinese illegal immigrants, nobody's mentioning anything about illegal Asian immigrants.
Right.
It's only about the Haitians and the Mexicans and the Salvadorians and so on and so forth, which shows again that really, it's not about an immigration issue. It's about a nigga, spick, and savage issue. That's it. And to add on what Officer Matabar said, I keep saying this again because this really, like, especially coming from the islands, this is something that is so, infuriating. It's like, yo, after slavery was abolished, right? Not that it would have made it better, but instead of paying us wages to do the work that we were doing for free anyways, they had the caucasity to hire indentured servants and pay them as opposed to paying us. You understand? To show that really they were making sure that we're oppressed to the point that we die, but we can't. It's not easy to eradicate us. They see us like roaches. You see, when you got a roach problem, you got an ant problem. You get rid of the vermin, you think you got rid of them, but they keep coming back, and that's how they see us. We're like a vermin they cannot get rid of. The thing is that with the Most High, he's the absolute exterminator. He will get rid of the absolute vermin on the face of the earth, which is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, our oppressor, who is the Caucasian.
Right. If I could, I want y'all to see this part, right? On that same video I sent you, Barack Yalla. Go to the 3 minute and 35-second mark. This brother breaks down what's like. The brother asks him, is there anybody trying to help you, right? This brother breaks something down that shows you how evil this empire is.
He's saying,
what he said, I'm gonna let him speak on it. But what he said pissed me off so much. Right, watch this.
I also want to ask you, what's going on, man? I also want to ask you, how is the community? Is this bringing? Have you seen help from any other, like?
No, we don't see nothing. Only if you, let's say somebody going from here working for somebody. What they do, the president, what they do is make people race. Because if you come here looking for work, you go work, then the other people don't want to pay because if you say, hey, you gotta pay me, they say I call ICE. If you don't have no pay,
stop right there. He said the president has made America so racist that when they go into a job for somebody and expect to get paid, the person says, "Hey, I'll call ICE."
Imagine that.
Damn. Hey, let me tell you, Ahwaryam.
Go ahead.
And I'll put money on this too. I'll put money on it. I bet you the cats that are saying that, a lot of them are Hispanic that are saying that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what I'm saying?
Be surprised.
Like, a lot of our people, a lot of Hispanic, man, we're like the biggest traders. Like, my opinion, I think we're the biggest traders out of all the 12 tribes. But that's just my opinion. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were Hispanic. If it was another Mexican, like, he probably working at a Hispanic house, and he telling him, like, you know what, I'm gonna call ICE. If what I mean, I'm not gonna pay you, but I am gonna call ICE.
Right.
That's the spirit that we have. You know, we probably picked up that spirit being here so damn long. We damn near became one of, we became like the oppressor.
Well, you know what's funny, Officer Lahab, you know what's funny? That's the same thing I was saying earlier about the sister. She didn't understand it until it happened to her. When it wasn't happening to her, she used it as a weapon against you. But the minute she lost her job, she want to break down how 40 years ago they pushed black men out of the workforce. It's the same thing you're explaining here. Because it's not happening to them, then they feel like, oh, I could threaten you with ICE. But the minute it gets snatched up, you're going to see the tears flowing, no justice, no peace, we're being abused, and so forth. That's why, and I know things got to happen for, for the Lord's prophecy to come in place. You understand? Because I see it lining up. I mean, Christ always says, how else should the prophecy be fulfilled? Right? Certain things got to happen. But those traitors to their people, man, I pray that the Lord deals with them, man. I pray the Lord deals with them. So not because I hate those brothers, but so that others could learn to love their own people and not to hate their own people like that. Salam.
And if I could just recite real quick.
Yeah, I'm right.
If I could just look, if y'all don't believe what I'm saying, every single time you see someone getting deported, like you go on YouTube, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, just look at the comments. And you're going to see the Hispanics on those comments saying, yeah, deport them. Like you're going to see Vargas, Garcia, all these names saying, yeah, they should have came here legally. Or they should have came here the right way. Deport them. They need to be deported. And you're going to see that whether it's a kid being deported, or Hispanic woman, older Hispanic man getting deported. A lot of our people are the ones that are saying, yeah, they should be deported.
If I could real quick. And you got to, what everybody's saying is so heavy, and it made me realize, and this is for brothers who are traitors. This is a message to you, so you can wake up and and turn to your people. Turning to your people is you turning to your God. You loving your brothers is you loving the Most High. And what I want to bring out is when Trump was talking about Latinos and Mexicans, saying we were criminals and this and that in his speech, people thought he was only talking about the bad Latinos.
Right.
But the fact that he is deporting and arresting U.S. citizens who are Latinos shows you that he was talking about all Latinos, all Hispanics, all of us. That's what he really meant. And white people knew what he meant.
It's like it's there.
Because you're not white. You fell for the trap. Like the brother, like Ahwaryam brought out, his words are smooth as butter. That's the perfect example. Smooth as butter, but he has swords in his hand, or how the scripture says, and that's exactly what this is. The sword going across all of the Hispanics, putting you in chains and separating us from our kids. And that's the lesson you gotta see. You gotta see, and black people and natives, like the scripture says, man. As iron rusted, how does it go?
As iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Yeah, as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Don't fall for the BS. He don't give a damn about us. The oppressor does not care about us. And if I could say one more thing, Christ himself called the Edomites devils when he was fighting with the leaders of Israel who were wicked,
right?
Who didn't want to lose their position under the Roman Empire. He told them you are of your seed,